Now we've got the choux paste, I wanted to show you other ways of making them into either choux buns or making them into eclairs, or doing it without the piping bag at all. I know not everybody's got a piping bag, so let me just show you some different ways. So we're going to fill the piping bag to start with. Again, remember, you pull back the piping bag. I've got my nozzle in there ready, and then I'm just going to fill the piping bag up. So I'm going to push it in and I'm going to pull it back. Now I'm not going to use it all because I'm going to show you a different way as well. Again, you can use a jug to sit this in if it's easier. So I'm going to leave the rest of that for the next one. And then I'm just going to show you the way to start with. So if you just squeeze the air out of the bag. Remember, we twist to create pressure. We don't press this. We just twist, create the pressure in there, and then we guide with our hand and we squeeze here to get it out. So I'm just going to create some nice round choux buns. Now, I'm not making huge ones here because I want them to cook quicker. I'm leaving a good space in between because remember, once these goes in the oven, these are really high in moisture. When they go in the oven, what's going to happen is the steam, the water is going to turn to steam, and then it is going to create the nice raising agent that's going to makes these rise and create our choux buns. So there's our straightforward choux buns. Now, I'm just going to get a little bit of water and I'm just going to get the top so we don't have a point on there. Now these are going to go into a really hot oven, 230 degrees centigrade, and what that'll do is that will create all the liquid, turn it into steam very quickly, and then that will make it rise. Once it's in the oven and it's risen, what we then need to happen is that the proteins, which comes from the eggs, we need them to coagulate and set, forming the structure. If we take them out too soon, even though they look well risen, they will deflate because the proteins haven't coagulated and set. We also need to wait until they turn brown. So the golden brown colour is achieved by the starch in the flour turning to dextrin under the application of dry heat, and that will give us a lovely golden brown colour. These are going to go in the oven for 15 minutes and then we're going to reduce the heat. I'm going to show you how to make eclairs. Again, we've got that in the bag, we've created the pressure, and then all I'm going to do is nice, small lines, keeping them the same size. So watch what I'm doing. I'm pushing out the dough, the paste, back and then back on itself. And you're trying to keep them all roughly the same size and shape. Now I'm aware, as I say, that not everybody's got piping bags. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have a piping bag. So it's just the 2-spoon method again. All you're going to do is scoop it up so you roughly get about the same size. And then we're just going to pop that onto there. So they're just going to be your rustic choux buns. And that is your rustic choux buns. They're going to go in the oven for 15 minutes now. Very hot oven. That hot oven is going to turn the water into steam. It's going to raise the choux buns or the eclairs. And then the proteins are going to coagulate and they're going to set. Then what we're going to do is we're not going to open the oven door, but then we're going to reduce the heat to about 200 and we're going to leave it for a further 10 minutes until they have formed a lovely structure. Okay, time to whisk the cream. Now this is double cream, and what we don't want to do is over whisk it. So we're going to whisk it until it's just it turns thick. Okay, as you see, that is just turning nice and thick there. You don't want to over whisk it because it'll curdle. I'm going to give it about 2 more mixes. And that's our double cream ready to be put into our choux pastry buns. So we've got our selection of choux buns, we've got our choux buns here, we've got our rustic ones that was just done by the spoon, and then we've got our little eclairs. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill our piping bag ready with cream. So again, we're popping in our double cream there, pushing it right to the bottom. Making sure we're all getting it in. And then we're going to just pull the bag up. Remember, we're pushing it down to get rid of any air. We're twisting it to create pressure. So again, we're just holding on the bag at the top with our thumb and our finger, twisting it to create pressure. Then we're going to press this piece in to squeeze it out, and then we're just going to guide it. So what I've done is, I've actually created little holes in here. So we're just going to push it in, and then we're just going to squeeze, and then your cream's already in. So I'm going to do again. So I've slit some little holes in here, and then again, there's our cream in there. I'm twisting it to get the pressure. There's a little hole there, pushing it in. Now, when it comes to the eclairs, what I've done is I've put a little slit in the side, and I'm just going to put a little bit of cream in there. So you don't want to put too much cream in. So just open up, you can see that that's lovely. Then we're just putting them together. Again, twisting. And then this is our rustic one, so we're just going to find a hole for it and then just squeeze the cream in there. Okay, and the next stage now is we're going to cover them in chocolate. To prepare your chocolate, what I'm going to do is I am going to have some milk chocolate to dip it in, and I'm going to have some white chocolate to drizzle across the top. So we're going to melt these. You can do it over a pan, a little bit of water in it, and then a glass bowl. But I'm going to do the quick method today, and I'm going to do it in the microwave. So we're going to put this in for a minute. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 1 cube out, and I'm going to add that in later. So I'm going to put this in a minute at a time. Do not burn your chocolate. Put it in for a minute, take it out, stir it. Another minute, take it out, stir it, and let's see how long it takes. So that's a minute. Just going to give it a little mix, and then we'll pop that back in again for another minute. Okay, that's another minute's been in. I'm just going to mix it. Now you can start to see it's melting. Give it a good stir. Don't pop it back in too quickly because you'll find it does melt. Now this is probably only going to take 30 more seconds, so we've got to watch it because we do not want it to burn. That's our chocolate out of the microwave. There's a couple of little lumps there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add this chocolate in, and this is called tempering. And what that does is it changes the temperature, and it will create, so we're going to stir it until it melts, the chocolate. And what that'll do is that will create the nice shiny glossy finish on your chocolate. So that's called tempering. Now I'm going to do the same with the white chocolate because I'm going to use the white chocolate to decorate. So some top tips here about how to do our chocolate. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn it upside down. I'm going to take the spoon out here. And then we're just going to dip it into the chocolate. So it's already filled. We're going to dip it in the chocolate, and then we're just going to sit it there to dry and to set. So again, we're just dipping it in, letting the excess drip off. So straightforward. Now it's a nice deep bowl so we can get right down into it. Then we are going to do our eclairs. So again, we're just dipping them in. We have them filled now. We've got them all lined up there. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to decorate them. So I've put the melted white chocolate into here. I'm just going to snip off the very end, just to keep it nice and fine. Again, I'm creating pressure here. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to just decorate them like this. So keeping it all in the same direction. And there are our choux buns and our little small eclairs.